All right, so let's start off with the good news. This coffee table, earlier today I sanded it and installed 6 new 5-inch casters on this thing. Turned out freaking perfect. Put a couple extra ribs down there, extra hardware. So tomorrow I'm going to do a final sand and paint it. Bedliner black. It's going to be freaking beautiful. I mean, it's freaking nice. Heavy freaking duty. Loving it, loving it, loving it. Turned out freaking great. So you'll see that in the upcoming video. So part 2 of my day this evening, there's Candy down there helping. So I wanted to move the audio rack up onto the table, so I had to take the 2-inch casters off, and I mounted some bump stop rubber feet on it, and that turned out pretty good. I had to take the bottom amplifier out. No big deal. It's sitting up there pretty good. I'll probably move it back onto the coffee table when I move the coffee table back over here. I think I'm going to leave these rubber bump stop / rubber feet. They're bolted in, not screwed in. So they're on there pretty damn good because that thing weighs freaking 80 damn pounds. But ran into a problem when I hooked up the cables. So I needed longer length for the subs. So I opened up a 50-foot Speakon cable that I had buried in my rat hole of cable and hooked it up, and freaking amplifier, I was getting weird sounds out of the subs, and this thing was faulting out and clipping this bottom amplifier. I was like, what the hell? Come on now. I mean, all I'm doing is just freaking plugging speakers in, right? Well, it turns out my dumbass plugged in both inputs. It's 2 inputs. You got one channel here and you got one channel here. She wants to go into the porthole. So I had 2 inputs going into the 2 bottom ones, and that was causing low impedance faulting out. And I was just getting freaking, I'm smarter than this kind of thing. So I thought it was a power input issue. So I redid all my freaking cabling to make sure I was getting good power to this thing. This is actually on a pure sine wave 1500 VA ups now. So it's getting voltage regulation, fault protection, all that good stuff into this amplifier. Nice clean power coming in here. But it still didn't fix my problem here. Look at her go. She's going to get in there. The other one got in there. Anyway, long story short, so I got back behind there and I said, oh my God, holy crap, I was wrong. So I plugged in the input to this one, paralleled over, plugged in the input to this one, paralleled over, turned it on, and I still couldn't get one side to work. And it wasn't faulting out anymore, but I could only get one channel to frickin' operate. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. So I got back behind there. One of the 50-foot cords, and I kid you not, I jiggled it on the Speakon connector on the back, and it turned on. Amplifier turned on. The speakers turned on. I was like, you got to be kidding me. So I don't need 50 feet at all. So I've had good luck with Cable Matters Speakon, high quality 12 gauge cables. So I got on order 2 15-foot pieces of Speakon cable to go directly in here. They just fit freaking great. I've used them for these guys, and I've never had an issue with cable. But I've got a bad cable. I got it working, kind of finger-fangled around with the inputs there, but these kind of things just piss you off to no extreme. You think you're smart, but you're not. But then you are, and then you think you know what you're doing, then you don't, and then you finally get to the bottom of it, and it was just a freaking 50-foot cable that is junk. It's actually not a popular name brand. I think it was an Amazon one. And I've got one 50-foot cable that's working good with the JBLs over here. I don't know what the hell she's doing. She's got a piece of sandpaper she's playing with. Anyway, long story short, I got 2 new cables. I want to get full power back on this thing, and I'm going to move some more stuff around and call it a frickin' night. But it's working. I'm getting full sound But it's just one of those freaking nice, at least the lasers are working good, right? So there's my rant for tonight. Whatever. Stay tuned for this. I'll do a video probably tomorrow or the next day to show you what it looks like when it's all bed lined, and I won't be able to put the corner protectors on until the bed line dries in a couple of days anyway. So, but it should have a good day tomorrow to paint. I'm going to roll this around to the backyard, and I'm going to start with flipping it upside down, paint the underside, and turn it back up, and then paint the tops and all that. So it should turn out really, really freaking sexy looking. All right, later. Have a good one. Sorry about the long video. Later.